All right. And welcome back to another Extraordinary Sports Podcast episode. I'm your host, Alex Monaco, chilling with my friend and a returning guest on the show, the one and only Pimpin Silky. Silky, how we doing, baby? Thanks for hopping on the phone with me.
What it do, man?
There it is, baby. The head coach, first and foremost, for the Compton Seahawks in the Snoop Youth Football League. Had a tremendous season last year. Let's start with the offseason, my friend. How did the few months go in between? Did you take a vacation or two, or were you hitting the playbooks in the film and no days off Belichick status?
Yeah, I took a few days off, took a vacation or two, and went back to the drawing board, just building and building and building.
There it is. How's the energy thus far in the few practices? I know the season's kicking off here in just a couple weeks in September. How's the rapport? How's the squad looking?
We're looking pretty good.
Beautiful. Any returning guys or new guys you're pretty excited about in particular?
Quarterback, running back, few linemen.
Beautiful. What we may have touched on this already, but I want to bring it up again from a coaching style side of things. Are you more of a Phil Jackson kind of keeping it cool and not letting anyone get too high or low? Are you a Stan Van Gundy with it? Are you hot-headed? Do you like to get on them? What's your style with getting the most out of your players?
I get on them.
Oh, he gets on them. Are you positive still though? Are you like you just hard?
I'm not gonna Pete Carroll.
Oh, okay, all right. You know he's got a different practice schedule than any other team in the league. He's got a full-on competition day, Omar, where the first team, second team, third team, all compete to reaffirm their starting positions for that Sunday.
Right.
Do you think players ultimately play better when they're not comfortable, when their spot's not guaranteed, their PT's not guaranteed?
Yep.
There it is. And where can everyone check out the games this season?
At Compton Community College, our home games will be there. September 9th, we're at home at 2 p.m.
There it is. September 9th. That's a Saturday, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, buddy. All right. We got Silky on the line. I got to throw some questions your way in the NFL, NBA world. I want to kick things off with what's happened in the last 24 hours in the NBA. We got Kyrie Irving and IT switching jerseys. When you first heard this went down, what were your thoughts?
I was like an even trade.
Even trade.
But I think that Cleveland won that trade because Thomas has been carrying a team on his shoulders, and Kyrie Irving has yet to prove himself to be able to do that.
So you remember his stint pre-LeBron in Cleveland when they weren't so hot?
Yeah, they were just decent.
So. But let's talk defensively speaking. I don't know if you're watching the same Isaiah Thomas defensively in the playoffs that you were in the regular season. I'm not saying he can't defend, nor is he not pesky. But we're talking about a 5'9" guy going against 6'4" point guards half the time. Are you concerned at all defensively if you're inheriting someone like Isaiah going into the playoffs on a team that kind of prides himself on defense?
He got more backcourt support, so it should be all right. How tall is Kyrie Irving?
I think he's 6'3", and I thought he was more like 6'1". I can look it up again real quick, but I'm pretty sure he's in that 6'2", 6'3".
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. You remember our 2K game though last year? You brought the noise. Dude, you were answering interview questions. You had a phone call, and you caught the W in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I still need that rematch at some point. Maybe we can refresh the rosters, get a little Kyrie and Green. So you think if it's Cleveland, Boston, Eastern Conference Finals this year, you still got Cleveland. They're going to be playing the Warriors again.
I got the Warriors.
Right, but you got Cleveland over Boston still.
Right.
All right. Well, I want to talk a little football. I know you're from the one and only Watts, correct?
Yeah.
So growing up, the Raiders came and went. They're going to Vegas. I'm from San Diego. I haven't fully.
I'm a Chargers fan, man.
You're a Charger fan.
Right.
No, I know. I wanted to just talk overall perspective on just the last 2 years of watching three teams change and the Raiders electing to not come back to LA, the Rams coming, and then the Chargers cruising up to 5. It's a lot for me to take in. As a San Diegan, I'm a little salty just because it feels like there's a hole in the city now there. Not to mention the second best place to host a Super Bowl, in my opinion. But are you stoked on having two NFL teams in Los Angeles?
I think San Diego should have stayed. I think the Chargers should have stayed in San Diego. That was better.
That's what I'm saying.
Go to San Diego.
And who should have went where?
I said
Chargers should have stayed, and then what was the second part?
It gave me a reason to go to San Diego.
There it is, man. Oh, you mean to tell me the Legoland, SeaWorld, or the zoo does nothing for you? That's not a good place to take a lady friend?
Yeah, that's cool, but football comes first.
Oh, I'm with you. How do you think, let's say the Chargers win 11 games, they go 11-5. Do you think that brings more interest because they win, or do you think regardless they're the 9th or 10th biggest sports organization in town?
If they beat Denver week 1, they gonna get some looks. People gonna say, "Oh, all right."
All right. What does it say about the NFL to you, though, in terms of loyalty of just Chargers leave? They're now a tenant in LA, and the St. Louis fan base, which St. Louis Blues, that's a real sports town, has to deal with losing a team again. I mean, are you okay with the football being all about the bread and not about loyalty to their local fan bases?
The Rams came from me. I was like, "Oh, the Chargers." They just went back to their home base.
That's true.
LA, the Rams was like LA's real team from the gate.
That's right. Well, it seems like the Rams aren't that stoked to have the Chargers in town, kind of stealing the thunder a little bit.
Yeah, they not.
Got pretty chippy at practice the other week. Threw some hands, low key. You
see, I was at the Chargers practice too.
Oh, that's what's up. Well, as long as Phillip Rivers is under center, they're going to be competitive every game. He's a top 10 quarterback, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think it's time for change up.
Are you going to be playing the new Madden coming out here?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. You play with the Chargers?
Yeah.
All right. What are your Super Bowl predictions here in late August? You got the Patriots going all the way?
No.
All right. Little Pittsburgh maybe?
No.
Someone's got to come out of the AFC. What's on your mind as far as Super Bowl champion 2018, February?
Either the Texans or the Raiders.
All right. Being a community guy, how paramount is Marshawn coming back and doing already great things as he's done his entire career for the community up there where he's from?
Real good. It's real good.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The NBA, real quick. Few more guys have shifted. Chris Paul to the Rockets, Paul George to the Thunder to pair up with Westbrook. Are you excited about seeing either two of those teams? You think any of them can compete against Golden State? 2K.
Yeah, 2K, yeah.
Yeah.
Not in real life.
Yo, you got to hook me up with that gamer tag. You got Xbox?
Nope, but I'm going to get one and I'm going to hit you with it.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, I play Ant on occasion. FIFA, Madden, 2K. That's the year-round diet, baby. I do not waver. So,
yeah.
Couple more questions for you, then I'll get you out of here. When you're looking at momentum in sports, basketball is a game of runs, you could argue. Football is an interesting momentum. Being a coach on the sideline, watching football, what's your takeaway on momentum and kind of the mental side of things in regards to contributing to how teams can go on a huge run? Like, let's take the Super Bowl, for example, when it's a 28-3 Atlanta lead, and all of a sudden the Patriots beat them 34-28.
That's crazy.
Bananas.
Yeah, I didn't see that happening, man.
Can you though? But can you feel like when you're a coach and you're watching the game sway a different way? Can you feel that like energetically? Like, is it more than just guys?
Never let you put off the gas.
You gotta stay aggressive always.
Always.
Who do you think the greatest player in the NBA is of all time in the Michael Jordan discussion?
Him and Kobe.
So you got Kobe ahead of LeBron.
Of course.
Let's get it. I want to please elaborate.
Let's look at it. Like, LeBron is like 2-dimensional. With Kobe and Jordan, they like 5 and 6 dimensional.
In terms of every element of the game. I mean, because some would argue LeBron can play like magic more positions than Kobe and Jordan could.
That's true. LeBron ain't never scored 81 points either.
Well, so you're putting mindset-wise, you're taking Kobe over LeBron. You'd rather have the Mamba over the King.
Right.
And you think that killer's instinct, the assassin mindset, do you think that is learned or are you born with that?
Better than Jordan.
You got Kobe better than Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah.
What's your main angle on that?
Kobe went up against the best at all times, and he single-handedly won a championship on his own.
You're saying Jordan had way better teams.
Right.
You think somewhere in Phil Jackson's brain, he would agree with you?
It depends on if it's Kobe before 28 or Kobe after 28.
Well, a lot of people think just because Jordan did it first that he just gets the nod. You think that plays a big factor?
Right.
Like,
those are the 2 best players ever. Like, nothing like them.
I mean, that Kobe 60-point exit, I mean, I had hair on my back, just like straight goosebumps. So you got Kobe ahead of Jordan, Jordan ahead of LeBron, but you got LeBron as the best player in this generation?
Yeah. It go Kobe, Jordan, LeBron.
And if you're LeBron and you lose to the Warriors again next year and you got a free an ability to opt out of your deal, what's your move if you're LeBron?
LA Lakers.
Ooh!
LA Clippers.
Let's get it.
You know why I go to the Clippers? Because they ain't never been to the fucking Western Conference Finals.
Right. Yeah, they deserve it, man.
If he go to the Clippers, if LeBron go to the Clippers, and they win, he's the best ever.
Wow. Silky said it here. What about the Garden? Why not lace them up for the Knicks if you want to be branded and etched in the Mount Rushmore?
The Knicks got championship, right?
Correct, but not since the 60s.
They got them, though. The Clippers don't have any.
Yeah. I would just like to see him. I mean, I've been a Laker fan my whole life, but I would actually like to see him go somewhere that, like you just said, no one's ever won. See what he can cook up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. I appreciate the time, Silky, as always. Anyone listen out there, Pimpin Silky on Instagram. One of the great follows. I've been keeping up with you. Congrats on all the success you've been having. You've been mobbing around, touring a little bit. Anything out we should look out for coming up? Characters or tour dates or anything?
Trap movie.
Yeah. Let's get it. Well, best of luck to you and the Compton Seahawks this year. And again, kicking off September 9th, 2 o'clock. Silky on the sideline with the Seahawks, baby. Snoop Youth Football League. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the time.
All right.
All right, boss. Take care. Later. And this has been another episode of the Extraordinary Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Monaco. Thanks for tuning in as always. Ta-ta real smooth.